Soham, welcome to the podcast. I'm really excited for this conversation. We had a long discussion. It's been long, but you're finally here right now. Really curious to know about your journey so far, about Founder Up. What was the vision regarding it? And I would also say we both are the same age right now, so I would see most of the people our age would also relate to us and find it inspiring, aspirational for them, and gives them a hope in order to do whatever they want in their life right now. So, yeah, bro. What's up? What's up? How's life going? And what's really up to right now?
Yeah, everything's going good. Really excited for this conversation as well. I know we had a bit of a hassle finding the perfect time to get this going,
Yeah.
but I'm great we found a good time and really excited. I saw your podcast with Ujjwal, and that really hyped me up to get on as well, share my opinions, and basically have a conversation. Yeah, just currently I've got my exams going on, but I'm still working on Founder Up. Also trying to power the content because content is the base of all
Yeah.
of Founder Up. So yeah, just basically balancing the ship at the moment. A bit of a hassle during exam, but busy life, best life. So that's what's going on.
I mean, yeah, man. I understand the examinations coming in between during this whatever we do beside our college and etc. I had my accounting exam and I barely passed the exams at this point. So I know it's very difficult. How do you manage your college? Is it related to what you're doing right now, the major or maybe the curriculum or the course which you're taking right now, or how is it?
So I'm pursuing financial markets. Bachelor's. I'm in my first year. I'm in Jain College, and it's a topic that really interests me. Like any sort of financial market, I'm very into. Whether that's commodity markets, stock markets, whether that's crypto, whether that's meme coins, anything that has markets into it, I'm super interested in it. So it is something that I really look forward to, being participate in the business world. It's definitely something that every entrepreneur should be aware of. So it's not something that I would say I have majority of my attention to, like academics in general, but I try to make the most of whatever time I have studying. So basically, yeah, just focus on what task I have at hand, and I'm in that phase of my journey where marks are very irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
All I'm focusing on is that how much information can I grab out of this,
Information you can.
and even when I take notes, while exams I take different notes, but in the class my notes are completely different. They're from a very learner's perspective rather than a student who wants to score, because that's two different
Yeah.
people.
Two different
So
people. Yeah.
I'm in that learner's phase at the moment.
100% agreed, bro. What I usually do is in terms of, see, I'm a marketing major right now, and I'm in second year, and I have too many prerequisites to satisfy, whether it be accounting, marketing, management, finance, and etc. Right. So to be honest, I don't even take notes from a class. All of the information is I literally consume it online, on YouTube or maybe some other courses or maybe other books. Uh, in terms of marketing, I'm a big fan of Alex Hormozy. He's been doing that since a very long time. I read his books and everything, so I get a lot of information from that. But in terms of, again, examinations and etc., I would score, but not up to what I actually wanted to score, right? So do you want to get into the stock market or the Wall Street, the finance guy in the future, or what's it like?
It's definitely a possibility. My family is really pushing me, they're motivating me to get into that field, because as a financial market student, I feel like it's very important to not just learn but to practice some sort of activity that you want to do in the future, whether that's trading, whether that's investing, or whether that's just looking at markets, right? So I get that what I'm doing at the moment is very unrelated to what I'm studying,
Yeah.
because founder up is very different from financial markets.
Yeah.
Trading gold and silver is very different from building new
A
startups.
community.
But yeah, that's why I completely, at the end of the day, when I ask myself, did I actually get it today? If I've just been to college, that's a big fat no for me. You didn't do anything. I consider college as a side quest for me. Surely it's important, it's up there in the priority list.
Yeah.
But it's more of a side quest for me. Obviously, the main goal at the moment is to do any activity where I can build my skill set. So
Got it.
just like put on the Iron Man suit and then just after college basically hopefully I've sorted things out till then, like regarding as to where I want to be in the future. I don't think I'll ever like have a very very clear roadmap as to where I want to be. I go with the flow, but I surely know where I want to get to.
Where do you want to be?
So I see myself at a place where like obviously I see a lot of success in terms of finances. I see a lot of location freedom. I'm somebody who loves to travel. I like to work from different locations. Like I constantly need a change in my workplace. I like to lead, so I see myself being a leader. I like to help others out. I see myself building a team. I see myself helping
Is it
other
like
businesses.
a business consultant? Because whatever you're trying to say right now resonates more with as a business consultant, right? Like all these
Yeah.
people in McKinsey, all these companies, right? Like that's basically a business consultant does. Like travel
Yeah.
everywhere for work.
I've looked
help
into it,
other-
like exactly that, like
Yeah.
strategy consultants and
Yeah.
business consultants.
Yeah.
But I want to be more of a capital based investor. So a strategic investor. So like mainly, so it's a form of private equity, but like you basically where you have a skill set and you know that you can help that business scale. Like that is something, like I feel like that's not just me, that's a lot of people, like agency owners and other people who are just getting into the service based space. What they want to do is they want to build a skill set, they want to have cash flow, and
Yeah.
then help other businesses, because
Yeah.
practically by then they've figured out what works.
Yeah.
So
100% agreed. Like I completely resonate with what you were talking about, like moving around like all the places, workspaces, leading a team, managing. I'm mostly like I want to work with people, right? Like I want to not just sit in a desk and then do all my coding. Like I'm not like that type of job guy. I would love to like work with people, roam around places and etc. 100% agreed with that. One question like which made me curious was, I think you come from a privileged background, right? Why do you stay in India than like going to abroad? Like, what did you? It was your decision or like something else? Or, like, what's behind it?
So it's a long story, but
Yeah.
I'll try to put it as short as I can.
No, you
So
can
it's-
like you can describe
Okay.
how much are you.
So I got done. So my school from the 1st to the 10th grade was the best school I've been in. Like it was very few people, but like from the city where I was. So I'm originally from Jamnagar. There's not a lot of good schools there. So like it was the best school there. I would say it's better than most of the schools in India. Like it's shut down right now, so like I can't speak
Oh.
much about it.
Alright.
But like there were only like 20 to 25 students in my class. It was very learning oriented. It was like we didn't have uniforms. We carried
Oh.
MacBooks and iPads and like all devices where, because at that time everybody was carrying books to school. Like all my friends.
That's
like, in my
insane.
school,
Like
it was-
that's completely different. Yeah.
everybody was carrying laptops and stuff, because that was new at that. I feel like it's a little more common right now, but like at that time it was very new to everyone.
Yeah.
But like so that school really shaped me. And after the 10th grade, so it was only till the 10th grade. There was no 11th, 12th or junior college or anything. So then I was very confused as to where I would go. I was very sure I was going to pick commerce because from a business background and always had interest in business. So then I decided to come to Bombay because I've got relatives here. So I'm currently staying with them.
Okay.
Very close family. It was they really pushed me to come here, and like because Bombay is the city of dreams. So the original
100%.
plan was to stay in Bombay for 2 years and then basically move out to maybe UK or US or somewhere for my bachelor's.
Okay, so you want to stay for 11th and 12th grade on Bombay and then move
Yeah,
out to
so
US, okay.
11th and 12th in Bombay is junior college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was planning to do my junior college here, but and then go out abroad, but the city really got to me. Like after 2 years, I was like, now that it took me like a year to get comfortable because it's very different from the city I'm from. Like
100%.
obviously tier 1 city, so a lot of different stuff, fast life, a lot of traffic,
Yeah.
a lot of different people, not the kind of circle I've been used to in my life. But yeah, it took me a year to get used to it, and then the second year I was really getting into the flow. And I feel like if I didn't move to Bombay, if I did my 11th, 12th in Jamnagar, and then maybe moved out to from Jamnagar directly went to some other
Abroad,
foreign
yeah.
country, I feel like what I'm doing at the moment wouldn't be me doing this at the moment. It'll be me like 4 or 5 years later down there. I was very sure from the very start that I'll do something that actually like satisfies me, but like it won't be at this timeline. That Soham at
Yeah.
18 wouldn't be doing this. The city has really like in the start when I came to Bombay, made very few friends. I didn't attend college as much because like I was just very different experience for me, and like it was really getting to my head, and that's where I started to dial in the basics. Saw a lot of YouTubers online: Sebastian Georgiou, Iman Gaji, like you said,
Yeah.
Alex Hamosi,
Yeah.
controversial, but Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, everyone.
Oh, really? And you treat.
Yeah, yeah. So started getting into self improvement. So like
You got it.
I pick out the good things from everyone. So like
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
even
Andrew
I
Tate
love
myself.
Andrew Tate because of some of his good sides, right?
Yeah.
Like when it comes to self improvement, sometimes and business oriented, he's like crazy. Like his insights and his perspectives. So yeah, continue. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically started watching them. Then I started reading one book every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I started going to the gym and basically got my routine in order. And that was just
Yeah.
learning. Like I didn't have an output from there. But basically that got into order. And then I realized that it's basically laying down your fundamentals is a hack. Like if you're waking up at the right time, if you're going to the gym, if you've got your body
Eating
right,
well,
and
yeah.
if you're constantly thinking about how you want to get ahead, you are going to get ahead. So like
Yeah.
that 1 year was very life changing for me. I used to be chubby, like I used to be fat. I dropped like 14 kilos and like
Damn.
got into a better shape. I won't say I got into perfect shape, but a better shape. And that's where I felt like it really started to go uphill.
How was the perspective change? What did Mumbai change to you? Like from the city you came in? Like,
I feel like mainly in terms of from Jamnagar, I'll say it's a bit more laid back for people there. I'll say like afternoons are a bit more relaxing. Like so like I've never seen people like being as hungry and going after it. Like the first time I remember, like it was 8 a.m. and I just reached college, and the station, train station, is exactly like it's like very close by to my college. So I saw people rushing out of there just to get to work, and I was like, everyone is sleeping in my city at this time, and like people
8
are out
p.m.
here hungry to get to work. No, 8 a.m. In the
8
morning.
a.m. Okay.
So like I was like, I never faced any kind of discomfort in Jamnagar, and that's why I feel like I got fat. I got like, so like my social circle was like already built, like because everyone I knew, it was my hometown.
Yeah.
So like all of my friends,
Yeah.
I wasn't in a place where I would challenge myself, where I would see others who are way ahead of me. Like when I came to Bombay, I started meeting people who were like way ahead of me in terms of fitness, in terms of academics and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, there's something different that I need to do, and that wouldn't have happened otherwise.
That's I could relate to you with that regarding it, because I also come from a tier 2 city called Warangal. It's in Telangana. So basically I directly, like 11th and 12th also, I had to do it there because of COVID and etc. So I continued studying there and then came directly to the US, from a tier 2 city to directly to US. And that was like pretty challenging in the first place, because some of my friends here come from tier 1 cities, even from India, and some of the people come from New York cities, like California, San Diego, San Francisco, and all the cities. And like it kind of made me in a very uncomfortable state, to be honest. But I could say after 2 years of being with them, having a circle with them, I like kind of got comfortable now. And no, not kind of, like I actually got comfortable with them, and I started like moving ahead of them, right? So I live in Penn State, so it's like pretty far away from New York. But New York and San Francisco are the two places in the US where I want to be actually, because that's like the top places to get to like work or maybe like have the things going, right? And at this point I feel too comfortable here. I feel like I need a change in my environment and etc. And I've sort of like transfer my college to New York something. So I'm just planning on it, but yeah, I think I'm gonna make that decision next year, be my third and
But
fourth
you're
year.
doing pretty good for yourself. Like, I like to judge people not based on where they are in their journey, but like based on their mindset and like seeing your content, seeing how you are approaching everything.
Yeah,
You're on a very good trajectory, and
thank you.
hopefully nail all your
Yeah.
goals, bro.
Yeah, this year goals was like I ticked off all my goals actually. Like unknowingly, when I looked at my journal from January, I was like, damn, bro, like, how did I like even make this possible? Right, I didn't even believe that I would make this possible, and I somehow did that. But right now, those goals seem very small, right? After seeing them, that's it. Like, this is nothing to me at this point, and then I have to chase new goals. So, hoping to like grind them in the next year or something. So after that, like, how did your like when did your journey start into like all this business thing, like entrepreneurship, starting new ventures? Like, when did all it
Okay.
started?
Yeah. So that's also a long story. So I'll dive into it because that's something I
100%.
love
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah,
Like I said, I had dialed my fundamentals in, like going to the gym, reading books. Basically, uh, like at that point in my journey, I wasn't able to surround myself with people who were in the same mindset. So
yeah.
obviously, no company is better than bad company. So I was usually alone, but I was watching these videos of these people, whether that's vlogs or even informative videos, and just basically trying to see how they're thinking, how they're approaching situations, and that made me I feel like I started analyzing everything I saw. Like even if I saw a vendor like selling vada pavs or whatever, like I would be like, okay, how much would this guy be earning? How does he approach his business? What could he
Bro,
do better?
I like fuck with you regarding this because that's the same thought, like the same process which you've told me from the beginning. Like, like no company is better than like negative, like bad company and etc. And talking to random people and thinking how much is he earning in general and everything. Like, I'm very curious to know all these things, and like I usually like talk to them also, like a lot of cab drivers, everyone, right? Even the auto drivers sometimes. I talk to them like, how much are you earning from Rapido? How much are they charging you? How much are you earning without this? And all these things, right? Like, yeah, like, I really wanna like give you a tab or something. So yeah,
Yeah, that's I feel like that's where it all started, because like it's all about like where your brain is, what your brain is thinking about. So
yeah,
like my brain was always like, it started to think about that, and then obviously like SMMA agency stuff was very popular at the moment, and is still very
yeah.
popular.
It is popular.
So I asked myself what I was good at. I've been making videos my entire life. Like I used to make
Oh,
these
when
vlogs in 2020, like super cringe. Like I tried to do funny skits and stuff
when
like
did this
that with my
happen though? I
friends.
didn't know about this.
Yeah, like I've made some form of content my entire life,
Okay.
but like, so I was very used to like editing, Final Cut Pro, editing software, shooting, angles, framing, and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, let's do something. Let's try something remote, and I started doing video work for clients. So that's basically them sending
Oh.
in their raw videos and me editing them, posting. So my
Hmm.
first client, I signed within 3 days of starting the agency. So I named it as
How
an
did this
agency, but it
happen?
was
Wait.
just
Let's slow it down. What agency did you start? Just video editing and then posting content for them
yeah,
in the
that's
first
video
place.
editing. So basically, I packaged it as a Instagram growth package. I saw
Got
what
it.
others are doing, and started. I was like, I just want a client, and I was
When
like, then
did
I'll
this
learn from
happen?
there. This happened 2022, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 2022.
What is your age then? 16? 15?
16, yeah, 16.
16. What was the mindset over there? Like, how you get an idea of
Mindset
like even
was
starting an agency, selling them? Like, what was this?
obviously money is a big motivating factor. Like seeing, like for me, more than money, it was like I've always looked for validation from my dad. Like any task that I do, I question myself that what would my dad think about this. So like I was like, if I go to my dad and I tell him that I started this and I made this much money, he's gonna be very happy. So that's what was a driving factor for me.
Same. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I sent out like cold DMs because that was the easiest thing for me to do. Sent out cold DMs for 3 days, and this one guy he replied to me saying, "No, I'm not interested." And I texted him again. He said, "No, I'm not interested." Then I texted him 4 times throughout the day, double text, and he was like, at the end of the day, he was like, "Okay, I like your dedication. Let's hop on a call." And the next
Oh.
day, so what I did was I took all of his Instagram reels, so it was very raw videos, and I crafted like so it was a car detailing. They used to sell
No.
detailing products, so like
Is it
foam and
like
stuff
the
like
client
that.
is from the US or like any other
Yes, yes,
country?
he was based in I forgot where. He was in UK. I remember the city, but I forgot now. So he
Okay.
was based in UK. And then the next day, what I did was before the call, I made like 5 banger edits. Like out of all his raw videos, I already made 5 edits for him. And then the next day on the call, I just showed him the edits first, and then pitched him on an offer. So he was like, he was just starting out. I feel like he was 6 to 8 months into his business, pretty young guy, and he was like, done, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, okay. And then I sent him the payment link, and like I got the payment. It was like £180. So like I was amazed because like out of nowhere I just made 18,000 rupees out of thin air
Yeah.
at 16 years. And I felt like I was on top of the world, bro.
Yeah,
I was
of
like,
course.
okay, I've got this figured out, bro. Millionaire soon. Obviously, it doesn't work that way, but at
Yeah.
that moment, like I was like 3 days in, and I've made money out of thin air. I feel like that's a pretty big achievement for me at 16,
Yeah.
but mainly it was that learning factor, that instant, that bro, the dopamine hit you get when you make money at a young age.
Yep. Yep.
That's like
That's
I
insane.
had never experienced that. Like when I got the payment, I was like, and I showed till then I didn't tell anyone because obviously it had been 3 days, so I didn't want to like
Yeah.
talk myself up and like so. I didn't want to like get into the cycle of where I would talk more about the business rather than actually work on the business.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't tell anyone, and then I was like directly called my dad. I was like, I made this, and I just got this much. I signed a client in the UK. So he was proud of me, not for the fact that I brought in money, but for the fact that
You tried.
well, in the first place, I got the idea, I tried,
Yeah.
and in the second place, that I was able to, at 16 years old, I was able to sell to an older individual who was in a completely different country
Yeah.
with no credibility of my own. So he was like, just focus on learning more rather than money, because money will come eventually. It's the learning that you get. And you know what I was doing for him for £180. So £180 for the first month. Next month we were going to bump the price up to £400. So for the first month it was 3 reels a day for the entire month. So that's 90 reels a month.
What?
Yeah.
3 reels a day.
Yeah, so he said he wanted to do 1 reel a day, and I tipped in. I was like, if you actually want to grow, we'll do 3 reels a day. A couple of those went viral. He was pretty happy, but like after I feel like 1 or 2 months, I dropped out obviously because a lot of workload. I can't be sitting on my
That's
laptop
a
editing all
lot.
day.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And that's when I started to figure out that if I'm doing something service based, and if I'm going to have more than one client, I am going to need to have someone help me out with the work.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine from my hometown. He was helping me out with the editing. But like second month later, I was very focused on how I can make the most of this opportunity, because like I knew that there was success to be found in here, just because like obviously I zero investment and I got some money out of it. So then I was like, how can I maximize on this? So I got into I'd say it was September or October of 22. September or October of 22. I got into. I'm not sure as to if I'm right with the dates, but like a couple months later, I got into Eman's program, and which was Educate at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, he sold me, bro. Like he made like 5 or 6 YouTube videos, like he does, about like how the world is going to like hold you
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
how you
yeah.
can't be
Yeah.
studying and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, bro, this guy knows his shit. And yeah, basically he sold me. I called my dad and I told him that I want to learn this thing. And he was like, okay, I'll go for it. Because he was like, don't approach it from I want to make my money back perspective. Approach it from how much can I learn that will help me for a lifetime perspective.
Yeah.
Hopped on the call, and I'll tell you this. I haven't told this to anyone before. On the first day, like after, so they used to do onboarding calls. So I had my onboarding call. I was super pumped, and then later on there was a sales coaching call with Eman's CEO. His name was Paul Daly, and he was hosting a coaching call, and I raised my hand, and he let me into the webinar. And on my very first day, I was very honest and upfront with him. I've done this for these many months. I've made this much money, and now I want to get into Facebook ads, Google ads, and stuff like that, where I can actually deliver value. And I want to obviously sell to, first I want to sell to US, UK based clients, because Indians aren't going to be paying as much without credibility.
Currency
So I was like,
arbitrage,
that's my goal.
basically.
And he's like, that's not going to work. He told me straight to the face. And he's like, as an Indian, people from US, UK are not going to buy from you.
That's what I
And
experienced.
he was like,
Yeah.
yeah, so he was like, people from US, UK. But I feel like to an extent his point was right. He was like that you would buy from people who you resonate with and trust. But that was very like demotivating for me. Like on the first day I joined the program, that was very demotivating for me. Like no hate to him. He's a man of his
Yeah.
word. He was being honest. He was being upfront. He was like, but like that again fueled a different kind of hunger in me. I went through all of the modules in a week. I was like, I have to get moving, attended all the calls and stuff like that, and then basically did a lot of wrong things for a couple of months, like didn't get any clients, did a lot of wrong things, and then I realized that it's important for me to learn being in an agency which is actually helping clients, getting new clients. So the best part about the program, rather than the modules are pretty good, but best part about how is this turning into an ad for Eman? But I'm okay. So the best part about the program was the network, and that again links up to Founder Up later on, which
Yeah.
I'll go on to say about. But it was the network. So instantly, I asked a couple of people who I'd become friends with if I could join their agency, and basically I hopped on as a commission role. So I did cold calls for a real estate marketing agency in the US. So basically that's just for anyone who doesn't know cold calls, what that is. That's you picking up the phone and dialing random strangers who are
And selling them.
realtors, real estate agents. And basically you're just convincing them to please hop on a meeting with me. Like
Okay.
you do whatever and you just want to get them on the meeting. And like that was my biggest reality check, like face to face with rejection every night, because that was morning time for them, it was night for
Yeah.
me. So like imagine after you're tired with your entire day, you've done all of your stuff, and then you start dialing strangers, and like some of them are pretty rude, bro. And they've got to be like, even if someone's cold calling me 9 out of 10 times I'll be sweet, but like one guy is gonna hear something.
Yeah.
So like some of them are rude, but like that made it made sort of like a sales wall for me. Like rejection was no longer a fear for me. Like
Yeah.
after a couple of days, for me it was like, okay, so what? Okay, the next person, because like the list never ends. Like there's millions of realtors in the US. I helped him out a lot, helped him grow his business, and like basically again helped a different guy, worked with a couple of agencies, and then I was like, okay, now I think I know where I'm going. And then I started my own little thing, saw some success with that, but the problem was that it was like the first high ticket client I signed, best day of my life. I was like, okay, I want to do this, I only want to do this. But again, I'll explain. So like one thing that kept rubbing onto me was like, if I want to like actually take this to, I've always wanted to play long term, right? I never want a quick short term cash grab.
money, yeah.
Like yeah, so I was like at this point, like I was like, I might get a couple of high ticket clients and make like a couple $1,000, but like I am not someone who is an expert with dealing with realtors. Like actually, like even though like Facebook ads it's pretty easy to learn. Like I was getting the results, but like that is not my area of expertise. and I kind of felt a little low confidence in charging them money. And that's when I realized, okay, I instantly took out my notebook. I started writing down stuff like, okay, where do I want to be? Like, what are my skills? Where do I have credibility, and what can I make out of it? And basically, yeah. So I still help some of those clients with social media and stuff like that. Like, I've got people who do the stuff for me, and I keep a lot of the margin. Obviously, help them out. That's just to. I feel like at that point I was like, I want that cash flow, that little bit of cash flow to cover software expenses and stuff like that for my next business. And yeah, basically kind of phased out of the agency part. Realized like it's surely like a very good business. Like, if you can hammer it down, you can surely get to some place. Like, if you're actually fond of the service that you're providing. I feel like if I'd gone with the video editing thing, I would have gone much further, because like at that time I was like, okay, Facebook ads, that's the new thing, I picked on to that. But like, I feel like I would have gone further with video editing, because that was something that I was actually good at. And yeah,
I think that's
and
the thing, right? Like, you shouldn't be like diverted towards the flashy things whichever come to you, because see, on social media different things pop up every single day. One day it's video editing, one day it's videography, one day it's like Facebook ads or something like that. Some day it's web designing. Even I, like, my problem, the biggest problem with me is I literally like get distracted with new things. Like, whatever I
Same.
find very interesting, fascinating, I just like start doing it. Like, bro, it's very random. See, I was seeing some AI related thing, right? Like, and then I suddenly hopped into on YouTube and then started binging on AI content, like how do I train the models and everything, which is not even related to what I do.
yeah, that's
I'm a
called
business
shiny object
background.
syndrome.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm diagnosed with the worst shiny object syndrome. Like, now I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to control it. I'm not at all good at it.
Yeah,
But like,
even me, like,
any
at this
new
point,
thing I see,
yeah.
I'm instantly attracted to it.
Yeah. Same here. But right now I'm just like forcing myself to stay on what I've started already, because I don't want to like fuck up all the things out there. Because if I take all those responsibilities, it's just gonna like take away like my internal peace and then make me feel burnt out, right? That's what I
Right.
realized. Because so what I at the age of 16, what I was like doing was I was doing random things, bro. First I started the first way I started making money was sneaker reselling. So I started with sneaker reselling when I was 15 or something, and that was like before COVID, right? Like, that's when the sneakers, Jordans were like booming up, Yeezys and everything. I don't think there's a lot of trend right now. Like, the hype has gone down now.
Sneaker
So
market is done for. Like,
yeah,
it's crashing like nothing, bro.
it's crashing right now. But when I was starting, it was like increasing. It was in its bullish point.
Yeah.
So I was doing all these things. I earned couple of like thousands of money, and then made my like father happy. Same validation. Used to wake up at like 7 o'clock, because that was when the drop like happens every single week or something like that, right? Like, there are different sneakers. Earned a couple of months. That's when I actually like learned to delegate, like sell my products to someone, because I had to convince all these marketplaces to buy my products. It's listing on them on Instagram and then convincing them to take my products. I have this size, all this thing. A lot of people don't accept, because you're new to the market. No one knows that you are trustworthy to sell like the original products. But I figured it out somehow. Had like friends, my other friend's brother, who was also doing this, so he helped me out with all of these, and we purchased few chatbots to get all this, and then I stopped doing it. Like, after a point, I recognized like it was going down, right? Like, the trend was going down and everything, so we stopped completely. And then my 12th grade happened. So in the grade of 11th, I was still not decided to go to abroad. Like, I was planning to, but I was still not decided yet. And in the age of 12, that's when I decided, sorry, age of 12, I mean class 12th grade, that's when I
Class
decided to study abroad. And then I started to applying colleges on my own. I was in a consultancy before, like in my 11th grade, but that was a very bad consultancy. Like, I had a very hard time. They were doing nothing. It was just not working out, bro. Like, that's when I like really felt very angry towards them, because they were like really messing up my application. we're not making any progress regarding it, then I didn't know anything like applying to college and etc. Right. So next year I went started applying college on my own. But the people who were around me, like most of the people, even now, like 90% of the people go to consultancies and like apply their applications through them and everything, right? So I was like, that's when I decided, okay, I have expertise in this. That's when I started my first agency. I started doing applications for undergrad students applying to the US, right? It was US only because that's how I applied to like 20 colleges or something like that. I had experience in writing all these essays. I was naturally good at writing for some reason. So I dialed it up on like writing all these college applications, essays, LORs, and everything, getting all these permissions, handling their common app accounts and everything. Made my like good money like first year, but I just the vision was different. Like it was not a traditional agency I was thinking to on. I want to make it like a brand thing, right? Because agency thing is very scattered. Like different cities have different consultancies, and they're not serving all over country. And I wanted to make it like online. I designed a website. I went on to Wix, did a landing page, everything, and then I wanted to build a community back then, undergrad student community, right? I think someone else is doing. I follow them right now. So yeah, basically that was the main thing. Like build a community, tell them, provide them with end-to-end service. I think I'm gonna do that again. Like after I done with this thing, I might need a co-founder to do that, and then I would do that. But yeah, that's how I started doing all this agency. In that, I used to like go to schools, host webinars, everything. Made me feel confident, to be honest. But it taught me a lot. And the thing was, I also started a podcast back then. I used to read a lot of books, so I used to summarize them called and made a podcast called Easy Books. So that was like a 5-minute concept of a very big concept, break it down. So I did podcasting because I was like a big fan of Ranveer Alawadia, very big fan. Got into his like I literally like crave him, bro. Like I don't know what. Like,
Is that a
that's
goal,
not
like doing a podcast with Ranveer
yeah,
Alawadhi?
yeah. First goal was I wanted to be on his podcast, but right now I think like I want him to be on my podcast as a businessman, not just a content creator, right? Like to explore his entrepreneurial side and like because he said like he's gonna do that in the future. Like he's gonna go all into business after like shut down his one of his podcasts and do business altogether. So
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Most people like they consider like content creators as like a completely different stream, or like content
Yeah.
creators as cringe or stuff like that. But like the thing is that I know this isn't the case for most Indian creators, but for me, like I solely look forward to content as obviously building my personal brand, but like content is a driving factor for my entrepreneurial side, because like I know that content is going to be a powerhouse for me, whether that's finding investors, whether that's finding hires for my business, whether that's finding customers for my business or anything. Content is going to be a powerhouse, and I feel like Founder Up was a big fat example of that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Even like the
let me know
content
when
agency,
you like.
Yeah.
Let me know when you want to dive deep into that, because like I'd surely love to discuss how like
Yeah, I was
content
gonna
and
go next into
businesses
the
merge
founder
at the
up
moment.
category.
Yeah.
So I think like the perspective of seeing content as an entrepreneurial thing came from Ranveer Alabadia. Like he always mentioned like beer biceps was his entrepreneurial venture, because the reason why he started the channel was also like to build a personal brand. He was running some he was designing an app something which he like closed it again in the future, but that's how he like made a perspective of how content can be a great way in order to like get into your entrepreneurial side of your business and etc. I would say like see, I think content creation is one of the biggest cheat code, because any business if you take like other than this, like if you're starting some industry or maybe making a product, right, there's a chance that it could fail. Like even despite putting your heart and soul into it, it might fail. But content creation, I don't think that's the case. Like it could take time, but any day like it will end up like being successful and giving you all the results, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
so I spoke about this on an Instagram live. If I like, the thing with content is that you just need to start posting videos, because the what
yeah,
is going to happen is that if you don't already make good videos, when you start posting, you are going to start making good videos, and after you make good
yeah,
videos, you're going to blow up. And if you're already making good videos, you're going to blow up straight up. So like,
yeah.
it's a process. It'll take time, but like, there's like unlimited upsides and like no downsides at all. So like,
I would say I've experienced this, bro. The page which I connected with you right now, that was the one I started very long ago, like in the month of February, right? I made videos which were not like optimized for virality. I just made it. It was fun, right? Like I wanted to make some videos. It was not good videos, but then in summer I dialed it up. Like the experience I got from it, I went on to building another page in Telugu. That is like 40K right now. And see, they because from day one I had the best quality videos and I attracted the right target audiences from the beginning. But that wasn't the case with the English one. I had a lot of experiments. I did like all the stupid stuff in the beginning. I was not sticking to one type of content. I was just doing like putting out myself whatever I usually learn or whatever I do. I used to do fitness content in the beginning. I used to make smoothies, bro. If you like my first videos and everything, right? They were very irrelevant. Like people were not sure like why should I follow me as a person. But yeah, so talk about like the founder up thing. I'm really excited to know regarding like what was the vision regarding it, how it's all started.
yeah, so I had this idea, like it was circling around me like ever since, like, because solely because of the fact that I wanted to meet more people like me, and at that time, like, I wasn't at I'd say I was like around below, a little below 1,000 followers, and I was seeing these creators online, like even people like you, like a lot of people in the space. I was seeing them, and I was like, I want to connect with them, and I was like, if these guys are creating content and these guys have this mindset, think of the number of people who have this mindset but are not creating content at the moment,
Yeah,
and like how it would be to speak to all of them, and mainly even Indians, like localized, because like conversations are different when it's with people you resonate with,
yeah,
and so one night, I couldn't, like, I got into bed at 11 p.m. and I couldn't sleep till 3 a.m. because like I was just thinking about this, that I can do this, I can create this, I can create this. And at 3 a.m. I got up. I was like, okay, this has to be put somewhere, because if I just sleep right now and wake up in the morning, I'm
forgot.
probably gonna, yeah, forgot about it. Yeah. So 3 a.m. I started scripting, and I've got it all filmed. Like I
Scripting a
uploaded
content
it on a
piece.
YouTube video. Yeah. No, scripting what Founder Up is gonna be. Like I
Okay.
named it at that time. I built the idea. I wrote 18 pages worth of scripts, like as to like my entire game plan as to what I wanted to do with Founder Up. I posted a video on YouTube about that recently, but I documented everything. I had my camera in front of me. I was like, I got this idea. I'm doing this. All of that. Um, I scripted till around 6 or 7 a.m. Had breakfast, thought about it, and then just slept. And like I woke up in the evening, and instantly I made the video. This is day one of building Founder Up, like without even like thinking about like
That's
pros,
insane, bro.
cons,
Like
anything. I
proper
was like, I'm doing
action
this.
oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, that if I would have thought about it, I don't think I would have built it.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
it's a very competitive space. Second, people are gonna think that you just want money from them, or you are trying to like scam them, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And third, like I would say I was in a position where people would have. I feel like even after seeing my first video, people would have laughed at me. Like in my very first video, I said that I want this to be the biggest online space for entrepreneurs, and that's still a very very far goal.
Yeah.
That the goal is very far, but I feel like now that I'm making progress, like people are saying, okay, this might be going somewhere.
Yeah.
And like I started the series, and the video started getting some traction. Like I started getting, I saw that people were looking for this, because I started getting like 50 to 60 DMs a day, like from people saying that, oh my god, what an idea, oh my god, what an idea. And like there were also a lot of people who were like, oh bro, I had the same idea, what a good way to execute it. Started posting a video every day about like what I was doing. Today I made the website, today I made the wait list, etc., etc. by the end of the 30 days, there were like 1,800 people on the wait list. I went from like 990 to like 6,000 something followers. A couple of videos like hit 100,000 views.
I think the 30
and a
days
lot of
videos
people
is
were
what
talking about.
gained you like a lot of followers, right? Like,
Lord. So like, there's this video. It's day 6 of building Founder Up. That video alone got me 3,000 followers.
3,000 followers, one video.
Yeah, from a single video. It has like 135,000 views at the moment.
But see, 100k views and 3,000 followers is a crazy conversion rate. Like, usually gain like
I know.
1,000 or something like that. With 3,000 is insane. Like,
Yeah. And so the thing is that
I think
even when
I was one of them. I was one of them.
Mhm.
I think yeah. Go on.
It was a pretty chill video. It was just me like sitting in a cafe working. I was explaining what Founder Up is, like who it's for, and I feel like that's what people should be doing. Like, rather than making these fancy, like very 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 fancy concepts, and like
Yeah.
people who are just starting out, just be raw and authentic.
Yeah.
Like, just be yourself on camera. I went from nothing to 6,000 followers because I was just myself. Like, I literally, like, when I was starting out, I did no scripts. Just I had a notepad. I wrote down like my ideas in 1 or 2 lines. I put my phone in front of me at this exact place. Like, all of those videos
Yeah.
were made in this room.
Yeah.
I put my phone in front of me and I spoke for 10 minutes. And then I would just crop the best part and make a video out of it.
Oh, okay.
So, in the start, it was that. Then, obviously, I got a little bit better with scripting, with organizing frameworks and stuff like that. And yeah, now I feel like I've figured out my style of content. Like, I won't say I figured out the content game and I figured out how to make every video go viral, but I figured out my style of content, how I want to approach things. Like, before I started building Founder Up, I would upload videos. I would think that, oh my god, this is the best video in the world. And then when it didn't get the views that I thought it deserved, I was like, oh my god, why did this not get why did this video not get views? And now that I look back at those videos, I was like, this video is shit, bro. It shouldn't get views.
Yeah.
And that was right. Yeah.
Very true.
So-
Yeah, even I think I had the same situation while I was making videos in the first place. Like, I was like, I put like so much time into it. Like, I made it like look so good, and the similar type of content was working for other people, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
how is it not?
But
working?
you don't
Like,
realize that yours
Yeah.
is like very different from
You
that.
don't realize
feel like
it now.
it's the exact same.
exact
you
same
feel like
thing,
you're
but it's
doing-
different. It's a
Yeah.
lot different. It's a
Yeah.
lot of difference in that, because you try to like reinvent the wheel with all the titles and etc. And you think this is not important. Like, all these keywords are not important sometimes, or else for a longer period of time I was thinking hook was not important, but it matters at this point.
Yeah.
Like, when I look back all my videos, the reason why they perform were like because of the hook, because of the scripting, the storytelling, and everything. Really. It
At
all
that
matters.
point, I was blaming the algorithm. I was like,
Same.
This is
Same.
bro, this is.
Same.
I was like, bro, random videos are going viral.
Yeah.
My videos are not getting the views. But like, that's the thing, that if you want peace, then blame others. But if you want to actually get better, then blame
Yeah.
yourself. That's another
Yeah.
Alex Hermosi quote.
Yeah.
It's always been with me. So
Very true. Very
obviously,
true.
I wasn't able to implement. The best thing I did was that I kept posting, and then eventually, like, after I launched Founder Up, everything has been uphill. Like, lots of people reaching out to me, and that's another aspect that I want to dive into. Like, some people, the people who are actually like just reaching out from a support perspective, they write out paragraphs as to what they want to say, and
Yeah.
people who are actually looking for an internship at Founder Up or a job at Founder Up, they are just like, hey bro, are you hiring? Or some people are like, bro, I want to work with you. Bro, can I be co-founder? I was like, that is not going to make you co-founder.
I
at
get
Founder
this.
Up.
I get this, bro. You know what? They actually even spam on my comments, bro. Like, I want to be a co-founder. I want to be a co-founder. I want to be a co-founder. What do you do? Like, what are you like? Why do you want to be a co-founder? Just tell me, like, all your expertise. What have you done before? Like, this is very insane, bro. Like, I get a lot of this copywriting for emails and etc. Right?
Yeah, bro, same.
And see,
I try to talk to a lot of people and see where they are, but like, it's like, I know that people are just trying to go for quick cash grabs. Like, if they're not going for quick cash grabs, it's very visible. It's very evident that this guy is not
Very
going for a cash grab. and this guy actually has, like, I feel like one of the messages that I received, very detailed. What he did was that he made he made website content for me, and he sent it to me, and then he was like, just putting this here, let me know what you think. And like we had a conversation, and like we were supposed to get a meeting, but so like I think we're gonna speak next week or something. Like we're still in talks, but like that is something that someone would appreciate, like coming from a perspective of someone who's getting, like, to this date, like minimum 10 to 20 offers a day, like people wanting, like, are you hiring, are you, but like
Yeah.
that's the message, like, but that's not gonna get you anywhere.
Think about the cold outreach, bro. They don't outreach me properly. How do I expect them to approach other clients?
Yeah,
Like all
that's
this
the thing.
copywriting, right? They send me mails, okay, emails. I have this email on my account, so they send me emails, right? And for copywriting and all this email for your outreach and everything, they send me shitty like cold outreaches. Like they put some random subject lines, and for the email context, there's not even like a proper structure. Like there's no introduction, there's no white space between it. Like proper ChatGPT content sometimes, and sometimes few of them are very lazy. Hey, I'm looking for a copywriting position in email. I'm looking for a copywriting position. That's it.
That's, I know.
That's
That's
crazy.
that if you think about it, that's a little bit of a education problem, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like that's
yeah,
a very
yeah.
wide topic, and I don't think I want to dive into that, but like
Yeah.
a lot of stuff can be tweaked in education.
Like in terms of the thing is the quality is missing, bro. Like everyone claims them to be like certain ways. Like some claim to be as a video editor, but if you see, like I hire a lot of video editors, like try to hire a lot of video editors. I've gone through like hundreds and applications with video editors, like on LinkedIn and etc, right? Most of them are like really very bad at it. Like even the price they charge is not even relevant to what the edit they're making, right? Like it's completely different. I would say, like, I think it's because again of for the cash thing, like wanting to earn money right and right after like 1 month of experience of editing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think like they're gonna go far away with that. But yeah.
Yeah.
So what has been your like the biggest influences of your life? Like in terms of content or maybe creators or maybe books? Like what have changed your perspective a lot?
Okay, so I'll do both personal and business wise. I'll start with
Yeah.
business. So, two books that have changed my life. One is $100 Million Offers by Alex Amosi. Completely changed the way I started looking at pricing, offers, providing value, everything. And second would be .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. I feel like if you're heading into online business, these are the two books that without even touching anything, just read these two books and you'll already be like better than 80% of the people who haven't read these books. If you haven't read .com Secrets, check it out.
Yeah,
It's an
I haven't
absolute
read that
cheat code.
Yeah.
What you're doing at the moment, .com Secrets is the book for you. Like it's literally the book.
I'll 100% get it now. Yeah. And then
And
personal life things. Okay.
.com Secrets
Business,
is like business bible for me. Like for the industry that I'm in, it's business bible for me. I carry it around everywhere. Like anytime that I need help with something, it's all there, bro. Sales, funnels, customers, delivering value, charging them money, to getting attention, getting traffic, converting videos.
Did you read this book called Rework?
No, I haven't.
It's also a similar kind of book. Like it's also like a business bible thing, but I would say like I don't think that is suitable for the position which I'm in right now. Like it tells you, I think it's a good book for a manager, bro. Like someone who runs a big company. It tells you like gives you a very good blueprint psychology of how people approach the work, how you can influence them. It's a good book actually. That's one of my like best business learning books, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And in my if I'm saying in my like life in general, like not business, role model, definitely like if we're going it has to be Virat Kohli. Like Virat Kohli is there for sure, but like there's many other people who's like anybody who's like come from like the ground up is a role model for me. Like people who've had nothing and they've established a name for themselves.
Yeah.
They are a big motivation, and if they've done it the right way, especially, like that's a big motivation for me. So like my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, so like my nana, he passed away like 3 days before my 12th board exams. And so I live in Bombay with them, and he passed away in front of my eyes in the morning, and that was like major trauma for me. I was very sure I was not going to give my board exam, because I was like, what does life even mean anymore? Because like I was like, there was this person, he was with us, and like he's just no more. Like I know that for the rest of time I won't ever speak to him again, and that really got to me. And so about a month or 2 months ago from that incident, I'd ordered this poster. Wait a minute, I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Sure. Yeah.
Here we go. This one.
Oh.
It's called
Yeah.
Greatness Demands Everything. So
Hmm.
this came in the day my nana passed away in the evening, and I read this and I was in absolute tears, because like I knew that I'd have to push past this, because like so like I know you may know this, but not a lot of people. Virat Kohli's dad passed away.
Yeah. While he
in the
was.
night, and
Yeah.
yeah,
He played a
and
match
he was
next
playing
day.
Ranji then. Yeah,
Yeah.
next day he played a match and he scored a century. So like the greatness demands everything. It was very like this was a message from God for me, and I feel like that is when my idolization for him peaked, like, which is not like long ago. It's March of this year, but like I felt a very very deep connection, and then I was like, I didn't study for my board exams, but like I studied for 2 hours before my accounts paper. Like I had a 7 day holiday, and I studied for 2 hours in those 7 days, because like obviously not in the right mind space. Nobody's in the right, like somebody
Yeah.
who I loved the most, which is my mother. I saw her breaking down, and that's
Yeah.
trauma for me.
That's
Like seeing someone you love break down is trauma for you. So like yeah, that's when I realized that okay, if he can do it, I can do it. And I was like, so like this may sound like very cringe and minimal to others,
No,
but
it
like
doesn't.
this was a big moment
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Like I pushed past, and I got done with my board exams. Like, that's just that's why I idolize him the most.
Any other ones?
Otherwise, I feel like even Ronaldo for that matter, because like I'm not a football fan at all.
Ground. Yeah.
Like I don't know squat about football, but like I am familiar with his journey, and that's something like football is a very hard place to crack in, and like from a very young age, he's more of the hard work guy,
Yeah.
and people who still like even. For me, like it's always been like I look at people as to like where they are in the journey right now, and how much they're working. Like Virat Kohli,
Yeah.
at this moment he's got everything. Still he's putting all in. Like Ronaldo has everything. He has no reason to be chasing that next big win. Everybody knows he's the good. Still he's pushing, and like for that matter, like even for Jake Paul, like
Jake.
he's in a space where he doesn't need to do what he's doing, right? The boxing, he can do any other business and he can make a lot of money, but he's
Yeah.
still like waking up, getting to the gym, like whatever he's doing, like at this stage in the journey, he's doing better than most people at his age would. Like celebrities and people like Jake Paul, they have a phase like a couple of years, 2 to 3 years, and then it's the next person. Okay, who's next?
Yeah.
And the people who live through that, like they stay. Like Drake, like he's been there, and I feel like
he is the
he is
top.
going to be around for a while.
Yeah.
So like a couple of people who've inspired me.
Great. Like, was content a big part of your change in perspective too? Like, YouTube, maybe something like that. Any content creators?
Content creators, I used to watch a lot of cinematic content creators, Sam Colder, Peter McKinnon, and people like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So I love Daniel Schiffer, and like I was very into like being behind the camera and stuff. But like Casey Neistat, for that matter, I loved his vlogs.
Yeah.
Again, like I mentioned, like the Paul brothers and stuff. I was very into like these these people who were very fun, entertaining. Like I wouldn't say like there was a lot to learn from these videos, but I was learning that this is something that is making people money. This is something that is actually like making people celebrities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like at that point, like people weren't as crazy about YouTubers as they are now, but like it was those people who laid the foundational layer, and right now like Logan Paul came to India and he was an absolute hit. Like people were chasing him around, like people were running behind his car. Like that was just this kid who started like making videos on his phone. And when I got my first 100,000 views video, I googled what does 100,000 people look like, and there was this picture of a stadium filled with 100,000 people.
Yeah.
And I sat there. I was like, oh my god, these many people have watched me yap about this thing. And I was like, this is the biggest weapon. Like your phone is the biggest weapon there can be.
Yeah.
For I'd say a tool rather than a weapon. Like it can be a weapon, but like, it's a best tool in your toolkit. Like you can reach millions and millions. You can reach the entire world with this little device, or you can destroy your entire life with this little device.
Yeah.
So it's up to you.
100%. Yeah. A very good way to put that thing. Like it is a double-edged sword. It can kill you.
It's a
yourself
two-way
or
street.
kill.
Like it's it's very two-way.
It's very polarizing. Like both the extremes. Both the extremes. And
Both
you
the
decide
extremes.
where you want to be. That's it. Like.
Yeah, and that's the thing. 99% of people are heading towards the wrong extreme.
Yeah. So, what are your like the next year plans? 2025. What do you see your
Next year, I see myself with 1,000 members inside Founder Up. I see myself doing a trip with members inside Founder Up. I see myself, I would say, as more of YouTube oriented rather than Instagram oriented. Like at the moment I post reels, but like I want to transition more of that to YouTube, because like YouTube is where I can be really raw. Like this conversation means way more to me than any of my Instagram videos.
Same.
Because like when I'm making the Instagram video, I'm always like, how can I package this information into 20 or 30 seconds? And that's really not possible. Like for me to open up, be raw, authentic, be myself, be Soham, I need a longer period of time. And YouTube is like, it's your game.
That's the reason why I script for hours. Like to be myself on Instagram Reels, I had to script for hours and hours. Push out like whatever I have in my mind, first film it. I do voice recording first and then listen to it, take the key points and then package it to a reel. But on podcast, I can take my breaks, I can think about it, talk about it properly, articulate it properly, and like deep dive more than what it's a holy grail, right? It's a holy grail. So yeah, I think and I would like to see me like go in there. So
and like it's all about like building in public. Like that's just what it's all about. Like Daniel Dillon, I've learned from a lot of people, and I feel like I myself am a sum of all plus a personalized touch of mine. Like all of these creators, like Iman Gaji, every single creator that I've watched has shaped me in some way. I have a little bit of their style. Any creator that creator may be small, that creator may be big, I have some of their style in me, and I have all of those styles together, and then I have a personalized touch of mine. Like that's what my content is. Right now I feel like it's very founder up oriented, because like just because I want to attract other entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
Because like I have seen that when I say that I'm looking for young Indian entrepreneurs to connect with, young Indian entrepreneurs are actually connecting. Like it's not that hard. You just need to be honest, raw and open with your audience. So yeah, but like personal brand is #1 priority at the moment, 100%. And it should be for everyone. Like even if you're a business owner, like personal brand should be up there at the priority list.
Yeah.
So
thank you
next
for
year
helping us for the agency now, because you're basically marketing and telling personal branding is the most important thing, and that's what I do. Yeah,
bro.
So
if you're not making a personal brand and you're like interested in any way you're interested into entrepreneurship, you are heading down a path where like 5 years down the line, people who are building personal brands will be dealing with millions, while you'll be like still stuck in thousands.
100%, 110% agreed actually.
And it's only cringe till it works. So
yeah, it's only cringe until you become the next like viral.
Yeah,
until the one video goes viral.
People start Yeah, your first video goes viral and everybody just flips.
That's it.
They're like,
Yeah, they flip,
oh,
yeah.
bro. Yeah, bro, I see you making
Congrats,
these
bro.
videos."
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah.
And like, then it's just uphill. For
I experienced
the
it
best thing.
with my surround. Yeah. The best thing?
Go for it, bro. I'll keep yapping.
I've experienced this, the coin flipping, bro. Like in my college, right? Everyone judged me. Like while I was making content, they were like, "Bro, why are you so free? Your business page, that's why you're making content." I was like, "No, it's not because I'm free. I'm making content. I'm making myself free to make content right now because I know its value and I know it's gonna compound in the future." And right now they're like, "Bro, that's great, bro. You're doing all these things right now." But it all came from that thing which I did in like the internal battles, right? It's again like private victories. Like you talk about it from Iman Ghazi again. I think that's what's most important, especially in personal branding in the beginning, because no one sees your struggles in the beginning, and it's again like So you're telling something.
Yeah, I was just saying that even like I wouldn't recommend like somebody to just start making videos. I would say back it up, like back the talk up. Like if your lifestyle is something. So like I was talking about this with my best friend. He was with me since school, like since the first grade, and he's still with me. We're in the same college, and I was just talking to him yesterday. I was like, nobody can do what I'm doing for 2 weeks and not post an Instagram reel. I was like, what I'm doing at the moment, like waking up at a certain time, I'm working on stuff that is absolutely mind-blowing. I'm speaking to people like you who are absolutely mind-blowing. I'm speaking to people inside Founder Up. I'm hosting events. I'm going to college. I'm dressing up well every day. I'm hitting the gym. I'm doing kickboxing. I'm sparring with others. Like if you do that for 2 weeks and you don't post an Instagram video, I think that's a very low possibility. So like back it up with lifestyle.
Okay, you want to like you have a great lifestyle in the beginning and then like show it like inspire others.
So like you just have to back it up. Like if you're I've seen a lot of creators who like even some of my friends, like this may spark up some controversies, but like even some of my friends who talk the talk but they can't like back it up. Like they're like go to the gym on their content, they're like go to the gym, do this, do that, but I know that they're not going to the gym. Like I very well know that they're not going to the gym. They say that be consistent, get back up, but I know that they're not consistent, and that's when it fades away.
Yeah.
So like
because
it's
you
very
can't fake it for a
temporary,
very
the
long
views
time.
that you get.
Can't you can't do it for a very long time. And
it's not fake it till you make it. It's make it so you don't have to fake it. So
what when it comes to this thing, like I only post like what I do first and then talk about it in the content. Like I don't talk about it in the content first and do it in the background, right? Like I do it first and I have confidence that I could do it, and then I'd speak about it on content. Like that's how I approached it from the beginning. That's why I said like I used to do fitness content in the beginning, all that shit and etc. So
and it doesn't have to be that hard. Like you don't have to be the next Team Gaji and like do all of this, handle all business. You can literally say on your video that I did nothing today, but I read 10 pages of a book. Yeah. And like I will try to do better tomorrow, and that video can get 1 million views. Like if you're really honest, you know your shit figured out, you make a good video, you use a good hook, which eventually comes with making content. But like just be raw and authentic. And that's where I feel like Saurabh Joshi and people who like a lot of people in my circle, they cringe on these Indian creators who are like Saurabh Joshi, a lot of people cringe on him. Like this guy is just like talking about his car and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing, like most people don't get it. Saurabh Joshi is raw and authentic. He's being himself, and that's why he gets 5 to 6 million views on every single video.
Yeah. 100%.
Like he's not this mastermind, he's just being himself, and that's the best thing that you can do, and that's the hardest thing to do. Like when you're in front of the camera, you're not going to be yourself.
In front of 5 million people, it's really very hard. Like you can't be able to be vulnerable in front of those many people. So your next year goals: YouTube, transition to YouTubing, founder of 1,000 people, traveling with them, and that's it. Or do you have anything else?
I used to set goals based on like right now as well. Like these are just goals in the back of my mind. But like I've started making my goals like with Instagram. I set a goal of like I want to cross 10,000 followers by the end of the year. But then I changed that goal and I was like, I want to post 100 videos by the end of the year. And like now I'm almost there. Like I forgot about the 10,000 followers and now I'm like almost there. So like again for next year, like founder of 1,000 members would be a great thing. But like if I know that I've worked every single day of next year and like tried to grow this community, and like if you only get to like 400 or 500 members or even lower, like if I even grow just one member in the entire next year, if I know that I've done my best, then it's not going to be a big deal, because like I know that it might take 3 or 5 years, it might take 10 years, but it is going to be.
You're
a big
here
thing.
for the long term game, like it's not going to be a short term like easy game or something like that. 100%. I think most of the people fall into the trap of getting like things done in a very short period of time and not focus on the long term benefits. I really like. I saw this podcast recently. Do you know Varun Maya?
No, I don't.
Okay, he's an entrepreneur in Bangalore. So he and the Bombay Shaving Company CEO, Shantanu. So he hosts a podcast. So they were talking like Varun Maya was telling like how failure is really like not accepted in our country. Like the upbringing, people fear failure and they don't accept failures. Like even if you see in the US or maybe the Western countries, right, failure is accepted. Like people are okay, they acknowledge it and they move on. But in India, people are feared because of failure, and people
failing is like
it's not celebrated.
Like if you failed in school, like belt treatment and like stuff, like it's not there in every household, but like it's very common in India. Like
it's not that extreme in all the households, but that kind of perspective is definitely there. Like it is on a different degree basis, basically. Like it could be belt for someone, it could be scolding for someone, like it could be like cutting down on something. Like
that's where I feel like I am very grateful that my parents always told me that like if you've given your best, then it doesn't matter. Like we won't even look at the results. But like if we know that before the exam day you were roaming around, you weren't studying and you weren't doing your shit, then we are going to scold you, because like that's not how things are supposed to be.
That's not how it works here.
Yeah, because what matters is the work that you're putting in. Because even like that 12th grade board exam, like what most people study a lot for, the board exam marks won't actually matter 10 years down the line. But if you've built up a discipline of studying for a while, learning for a while, and you keep that discipline going, then that is going to be the best thing. Like I got into the habit of learning I feel like working longer during my 12th boards, and then I feel like I just carried that on. So like it's a major plus if you just have to think about the positives out of every situation and then just go from there.
100% agreed. So I think we are at the end of the podcast at this point. It's been a very like I didn't even notice the time. It's like it's been 1 hour 12 minutes.
I just checked that now, bro.
Yeah.
Like
so
we're at a similar situation, so I feel like this can go on for
I feel
hours
like
and hours.
I'll tell you, bro. Like I'm very 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 close, like in terms of mindset. That's what I figured it out in the 1 hour. Like I resonate with you a lot. The values which I believe are almost like the same. The fundamentals, if I have to say, on the perspective of the lives, and like how you also like prioritize your long-term growth over short-term things. All the private victories which you talk about in your videos, and like the perspectives which have changed your life, how you perceive things, and etc. Like I relate with you a lot. Even from the validation which you get from your father, like I completely agree with that too. And like it's been a very great conversation, and I really got to know you more with this conversation, and I really would like to be your friend, bro, like, to be honest.
100%.
I really want to hang out with you someday, like when I come to Mumbai.
100%. When you come to India, bro, either I fly out to Hyderabad or you fly out to Bombay, we'll make something happen.
I'm coming in December. Do you want to meet me in December?
100%,
really
bro. Let's run it.
I'm really up.
Yeah, bro. Let's do it.
We could meet, if not Mumbai or maybe Hyderabad, we could meet in a different place, because that would like.
Yeah, for sure. Let's plan something, bro.
Let's plan. I'm really excited to be on a trip with you. Like, I know like it's gonna be a good one.
Let's plan something. 100%.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, bro.
Alright, bro.
Alright, bro.
Firstly, thank you for having me. I'm really, really honored, and the conversation was great, and I was looking forward to it, and it was better than I expected. I expected it was going to be great, but it was even better. I felt like you let me open up, and that's you're doing good at this. I highly recommend you keep going, and good route for you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, basically, thank you for having
You
me.
enjoyed the conversation, right? Like, you don't feel
100%,
bored
bro.
or something.
100%. No, not at all, bro. I can literally go on for 2 more hours and not feel tired at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great, bro. Yeah, that's it. Bye.
Alright, bro.
I'll end the recording here. Wait one second.